Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Gary Papa, Dave Roberts, and Jim Gardner.
Thursday night, another spacewalk for the crew of the Endeavor, and teachers are ready to return to the picket lines in a Delaware County school district. But the big story in Action News tonight is a SEPTA worker shot in the back and leg.
The following is a message from the Emergency Broadcast System on WPVI-TV, Philadelphia.
We are interrupting regular programming. The following is a national emergency. Important information, instructions, and details vital to your safety will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency broadcast system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WPVI-TV, Channel 6. We will continue to serve the Philadelphia area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency broadcast system serving the Philadelphia area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency broadcast system has been activated. We interrupt regular programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency broadcast system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. This is WPVI, Channel 6. This station will continue furnishing news, official information, and instructions for the Philadelphia area. If you are not in the Philadelphia area, tune to stations providing news and information for your area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from the station in your local area. The following message has been transmitted at the request of the White House, as well as the United States government. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. At 10:46 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 15 nuclear missiles, identified as from the Soviet Union, have been launched and are currently heading towards major cities across the United States. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has identified the trajectories of these nuclear missiles, and they are expected to impact the following cities within the next 20 to 25 minutes. New York City, New York. Los Angeles, California. San Francisco, California. Washington, D.C. Chicago, Illinois. Detroit, Michigan. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Boston, Massachusetts. Seattle, Washington. St. Louis, Missouri. Atlanta, Georgia. Dallas, Texas. New Orleans, Louisiana. Miami, Florida, and Denver, Colorado. This is an attack warning. Repeating, this is an attack warning. An attack warning means that an actual attack against the United States is taking place and protective action should be taken. All residents of the United States, especially those within a 300-mile radius of the targeted cities, must take the following necessary actions. Take 14 days worth of food, clothing, medical supplies, important documents, identification, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio to your nearest fallout shelter. If there is no fallout shelter in your area, It is urged that you gather supplies and head to the basement of your home. If there is no fallout shelter or basement in your area, gather you, your supplies, and your family into the most interior room or in the lowest floor of a sturdy and secure building. Be aware of the three main effects of a nuclear explosion, those being light, heat, and a shockwave blast. If you are outside during a nuclear explosion, you will face certain death. Once these nuclear missiles hit their targets, do not exit your shelter until an all-clear signal and message is sent. Please stand by for a message by a representative of the President. Please stand by for a message by a representative of the President.
Good evening, or I wish this was a good evening. I was speaking on behalf of President Bush, who, alongside his family, cabinet, and important civilian and military officials, is being moved to an undisclosed, safe, and secure location. My fellow Americans, we are entering a very dark time in our nation's history. In an unprovoked and despicable act of aggression, the Soviet Union, a falling empire that's on its last legs, has launched over a dozen nuclear missiles that are expected to strike multiple major cities from coast to coast within the next few minutes. This is not a drill. This is reality, and the Soviet Union, in one swift act of aggression and anger, with no regard for human life, has plunged the world into a state of nuclear war. As a result, they have left us with no choice but to fight back with a greater might and with a greater spirit than what anyone could possibly imagine. As I am speaking, retaliatory nuclear strikes have been launched and are expected to hit major cities and military installations within the Soviet Union in the next half hour. My fellow Americans, the American way of life, a way of life we have held on to so dearly over the past 200 years, is a life full of freedom and prosperity, and is under the largest threat that we have ever seen, a threat even greater than that of the Civil War or Pearl Harbor. It is a threat that we have prepared for decades, and yet we never expected for that threat to truly manifest. At this time, I urge all citizens to follow instructions by the preceding message, as well as your local officials, to find and enter any form of shelter you can find. It could be a fallout shelter, the basement of your residence, or even the most interior room. If you find any shelter, take your supplies and go there right away. Many will be in denial, anger, or fear of what is to come, but let this be known. We will never give up. We will never surrender. The United States has never bowed down to any threat in our past, and we will never bow down to any future threat to our country and its people. We will survive the upcoming crisis, and we will come back from it stronger than before. We will rise up from the ashes and carnage and rebuild as one individual nation under God and his disciples. One may inflict as much destruction on our cities and communities or eliminate the lives of thousands or millions of Americans, but the spirit of our country shall never be broken. It will remain intact, and even in times of pain, desperation, destruction, and sorrow. In these times, we are united as one nation, regardless of background or origin, from the shores of the Long Island to the mountains of the Sierra Nevada. We stretch far and wide as a united nation, the spirit that will never be shattered, in a sense of resilience that has never and will never fade away. When we come back from the chaos and rise from the ashes, the United States of America will rebuild, preserve, and move forward, no matter the cost. Thank you. May God bless you all. May God bless the United States of America.
Oh!